everybody, welcome to this video on the trails of Cranberry. My name is Joanne Charwin and I'm part of the Mayor's Wellness Campaign Committee along with Iman El Badwe and Dr. Laura Zerflug. We'd like to take you along with us on the different trails. The first trail, being narrated by Sally O'Grady, is Unami Woods.
Hi, I'm Sally O'Grady. Welcome to a brief presentation on Unami Woods and Cranberry Brook Preserve South. Unami Woods is located on Wynwood Drive, off of Cranberry Neck Road, just west of South Main Street. There are two entrances on Wynwood Drive, and one from the Cranberry Brook South Preserve Trail, behind the Cranberry Firehouse and Pump Station. Unami Woods is 2.75 acres of wooded natural land. Cranberry Brook Preserve South is 15 acres of mostly wetlands. Marked trails meander through Unami Woods on a ridge above Cranberry Brook. These trails provide visitors the opportunity for bird watching, nature appreciation, and observation of wildlife. From the ridge line that runs parallel to the brook, one can observe the extensive preserved farmlands to the north and west that bring back images of Cranberry as an agricultural community. Several rustic benches are along the trail where one can sit and enjoy the peace and serenity of nature. A wooden bridge connects Unami Woods to the wetlands of Cranberry Brook Preserve South. Cranberry Brook Preserve South comprises a gravel roadway to the pump station from the Cranberry Firehouse on South Main Street and considerable wetlands to the right of the road and south of Cranberry Brook. A path connects this roadway to Wynwood Drive between 16 and 18 Wynwood Drive. There is a trail along the brook from behind the pump station to Unami Woods. This trail is very close to the brook in spots and offers a closer perspective of wetlands wildlife while providing access to Unami Woods. Unami Woods and the Cranberry Brook Preserve South are habitats to a large variety of birds, small animals, foxes, and deer. Although marked trails exist into and through the woods and along the brook, it is intentionally left rugged and untended in most areas. The woods were purchased in 1966 by the township with assistance from Green Acres funding. The woods at Wynwood received their official name Unami, which means people down the river, in 1968. The Unami were part of the Lenni Lenape group who hunted in this area over 300 years ago and camped where Cedar Brook and Cranberry Brook meet. Official trails were not added to this area until 2015 and 2020 by the O'Grady family. For more information and a trail map, please visit cranberrytownship.org and search for parks and open space information. Have fun exploring!
Thank you, Sally. That was really informative. Now let's take a deep dive into the Reinhardt Preserve.
Hi there, this is Barbara Rogers, Deputy Mayor of Cranberry. I want to welcome you to the Reinhardt Forest Preserve on Plainsboro Road. I'm going to tell you the tale of the Preserve Trail. It's a story of land use and how our town worked to preserve this open space and make it accessible to the public with community teamwork and vision.
Hi there, welcome to the Reinhardt Forest Preserve.
Reinhardt is one of 11 parks and open spaces in Cranberry. As you can see from this list, each has different activities associated with it. Prior to the construction of the trail, Reinhardt was considered an unimproved property with no public access. Cliff Reinhardt and his wife purchased this property in Cranberry in 1955. Mr. Reinhardt pursued his passion for the land, learning to farm while working at Rutgers and becoming a farmer. The property had various land uses: potato farm, pasture for dairy cows, and pick your own pumpkins. It was also a temporary home for migrant workers, and the forest was timbered for firewood. In early 2000, it was almost entirely developed with homes. However, Mr. Reinhardt always knew he wanted to preserve his property as open space. It wasn't until 2010 when it all came together. Their son Roy and his mother worked with the Township Committee and funds were cobbled together to make it a reality. In 2010, Cranberry purchased the property, and in 2011, the township was entirely reimbursed by several open space grants. From the tax map, you can see the nearly 60-acre property between Plainsboro Road and Petty Road. In 2013, the Environmental Commission worked with the Township Committee to develop a plan to facilitate public access to the preserve. The EC obtained a grant from ANJEC, the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions, to develop and construct hiking trails through the Reinhardt Forest Preserve.
You'll notice signs. You'll notice these beautiful trail markers that the Environmental Commission has put in along the trails. There's yellow, there's red, and there are blue trails. And you'll also see these laminated trail signs throughout.
After months of trail planning and approvals from the Township Committee, EC members marked the trails and cleared vegetation, and a sign was installed with the assistance of members of Boy Scout Troop 52. At Cranberry's annual stream cleanup, volunteers assisted the EC in removing nearly a ton of trash and debris along the trail, with 6 truckloads of trash removed by the Department of Public Works. Finally, on May 4th, 2014, members of the public, township officials, and Roy Reinhardt were on hand for the grand opening ribbon-cutting day for the trail. Roy, who currently lives on the farm across from the preserve, continues to grow pick-your-own pumpkins that are sold in the fall. Here are just a few photos taken of the hike led by Kathy Easton that day. You'll see fallen trees left to decay over streams where crayfish were caught in the past. If you look carefully, you'll see different types of plants, including a small native perennial called the spring beauty. Or discover other spring beauties or tree huggers.
You'll notice these high bushes. Well, guess what this is called? High bush blueberry. And it likes to live in this type of soil.
When you look up in the trees, you may see the pileated woodpeckers or red-tailed hawks. The Reinhardt Forest Preserve is a special place, and this may be the end of my tale of a trail, but hopefully the beginning of yours. Please join me on my hike. Please sign up. As I said at the start, it took a community and a vision to make it a reality, and there are numerous people to thank, especially the Board of Health and Municipal Alliance for putting on this event.
Thanks, Barbara. It was really interesting learning about the history of the Reinhardt Preserve. And now we make our way to the other side of town to learn about the Pin Oaks Preserve.
Good evening. Welcome to a glimpse, both visual and auditory, of the Pin Oaks Loop Trail on Old Cranberry Road by the Millstone River. I'm Kathy Easton, local birder, longtime resident. I've been walking all the available trails in Cranberry for 40 years. Established in 2016, the 1 mile Pin Oaks Path combined the efforts of an Eagle Scout, Boy Scout, Troop 52, and the Environmental Commission. They toiled to carefully clear the trail through the woods while preserving key riparian vegetation and without causing any erosion. The second half of the trail, through a very young forest, with wide spaces between the native trees, needed only mowing to mark the path. The Department of Public Works has been instrumental in maintaining this segment of the trail, as well as managing disruptive invasive plants between all of the trees in what formerly had been a field with many undesirable species of plants. The filmmakers have been careful to feature poison ivy, a native plant that's great for animals, but one that humans must avoid. This young forest, 2,556 trees, was planted in 2011 as phase 1 of a no-net loss reforestation program from the state to compensate Cranberry with trees for acreage lost to the widening of the turnpike. Cranberry lost 50 acres. Between the riparian habitat along the river, the secondary growth forest, lovely shade in summer, and the reforested portion. Hope you'll be free to join one of the trail walks offered this Saturday or enjoy them on your own soon. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Kathy. That was amazing. Now we head on to our final destination, the Cranberry Brook Preserve.
Hello, I am Tim Brennan, and I'm a lifetime Cranberry resident. Actually lived in town for about 25 years, and I walk this property every single day, all seasons of the year. I'm also the scoutmaster for the local Boy Scout troop. The property that we're on is called the West Property, or West Track, as it's known, and it's about 50 acres. The West Property Preserve was originally a nursery, and it was set aside for passive recreation, and natural lands on the north side of the Cranberry Brook, and covers about 14 acres of the immediate area. Some of that is also soccer fields and other passive recreation areas. The West Property Conservation area was acquired by the Township of Cranberry using Green Acre funding. The parcel was acquired with the intention of being the first piece of an extended greenway system that ran along the entirety of the Cranberry Brook. It is also used to help preserve the water quality in the brook. In 2004, the Township Committee designated this lot for passive recreation and conservation uses. Locals enjoy the multi-acre fields that has a fire circle that the Boy Scouts use, and permits are needed for camping and other recreational uses of the fields. There's also a flower field that sits behind me here that was done as one of the Gold Award projects by the Girl Scouts in town, along with other conservation entities. Eagle Scouts have done a great job of enhancing the property over the years, building the Eagle Scout Trail that runs along the brook, kiosks for information both at the entrance to the park and also here at the field. Maps and vegetation guides are included in the kiosks, and there are several walking bridges that were also built by the Scouts. On this property you will find red maple, red oak, ash, black cherries, and mulberries, and a variety of pines. There are over a dozen species of flowers that are here in the area. Most of them are in the field behind me. You can also run across black and gray squirrels, deer, beaver, rabbits, muskrats, chipmunks, and lots of other wildlife. Further back along the Cranberry Brook, you'll find local swimming holes used for generations. The Sand Peninsula is a popular fishing spot, and of course there's a dam, and the swimming holes are still here, but are from a bygone era. An urban legend has it that the dam was built in 1956 from excess concrete that was used to construct Route 130. The west property is used for walking, jogging, cross-country skiing, canoeing, kayaking, snowshoeing, biking, bird watching, fishing, camping, and just the general enjoyment of nature. Access to the Cranberry Brook Preserve and the west property can be done by a gravel driveway on the north side of the brook, just past the firehouse heading towards town.
Thanks, Tim. It's been wonderful learning about the different preserves in Cranberry. Thanks everyone for watching. I encourage everyone to go out there and explore the 4 trails of Cranberry and all the beauty that these trails have to offer.